It has been more than 25 years, holy smokes, since Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston went to the big screen with The Bodyguard, and now it's all at the Bushnell in Hartford. And we are happy to have actor Judson Mills here, who plays Frank Farmer. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Rachel. Good morning, Hartford. Thank you for having us.
And thanks for being here.
Yes.
So we opened the show, and it's been great so far.
Yeah, Hartford was lit. You guys were great, super enthusiastic. We had a really good time. We had a few cast members switched around, so some people stepped up. I can't give enough props to the Bodyguard squad for holding it down on opening night, but you guys were fun.
But what's it been like preparing for this role?
You know, it's a really hard role. It was written for the screen, and he's a very stoic, sort of simple character, if you've ever seen the movie. And on stage, sometimes I've discovered that doesn't read so well when you're just here, and I'm used to the camera. So there's been a lot of trial and error learning how to embody this character and still be entertaining.
And obviously, the song that everybody kind of puts together with The Bodyguard, I mean, just to kind of get that on the stage.
Luckily, I have Deborah Cox to divert anyone from my performance if I'm not feeling right. Yeah, she's amazing. She's the truth and hits it all the notes and everything you're waiting for and you remember. She's phenomenal. The music is alone worth the price of the ticket.
Now, as far as the role itself, obviously you've been doing your craft for many years. What kind of gets you into each character?
You know what? This character I tried to start really simply because, as I said, he's such a stoic, simple. Bodyguards are supposed to fade into the background. They're supposed to be unseen and unheard. So I started really simple on this. I watched the movie, of course. I love the movie. I'm a big Costner fan. And I let it develop as we rehearsed, and the relationships and each of our cast members sort of colored things as we went along. But every role is different. You know. What's
the kind of like the touring life for you? Because this is a grueling schedule. You guys are in a different city every week.
Yeah, Mondays we travel all day. That's our day off. And then we go to work on Tuesday and do a show a night through Friday and 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday, and then we go to the next city.
And Hartford's your favorite place for sure.
Of course. I wish we could stay.
We were talking a little bit off camera. We were talking about getting kids involved with theater. And obviously this is a great story in itself. But I mean, what would you say to kids, teens who are really trying the craft?
I think that it's a wonderful outlet for children, especially when they're young and coming up through school. I think theater should be more a part of the curriculum because it gives kids a chance to express themselves in a way they might not normally feel comfortable as themselves. There's a lot of nerves and a lot of anxieties growing up socially as children, and it gets them in touch with their imagination and their feelings, which they're not always in touch with. So I think it's really healthy, and I think maybe we could change the course of things with some of this craziness going on in our schools, if you will. You know, if we could get some healthier, emotionally solid children, you know.
Fantastic. You guys have a bunch of shows coming up.
Yes.
Throughout the weekend. And
come see us, Hartford. I dare you to come get bodyguarded.
Now, you've also been involved with Walker, Texas Ranger, too.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Mr. Chuck Norris, not a bad set of coattails to ride.
That's awesome.
That's where I started.
All right, so what's kind of been your favorite character to kind of play throughout the years?
You know what? This is a really good one. I've had a lot of fun with this one. I did a piece on Westworld a year or two ago, and that was fun. I love that show, and Ed Harris and all those guys are amazing. But I'm having a good time as Frank Farmer. Being a bodyguard's not a bad gig.
And obviously the live element, day after day. I mean, it kind of has to allow for shows to be maybe a little different each time.
It keeps you on your toes. Yeah, and it creates a real sense of team with your cast, and the relationship between different cities and different, you know, demographics is phenomenal. To have 3,000 people out, you know, vibing with you is amazing.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Rachel.
And best of luck for the rest of the shows, and you know, whatever other cities you go to after this.
Right. I can't remember.
And of course, The Bodyguard is playing at the Bushnell through Sunday.